Thanks for watching the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk with the head coach for Holy Redeemer Golf and the new state champs in Pennsylvania, Art Brunn Jr. Hey, Art, congratulations.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it.
Well, what a job by the golfers from Holy Redeemer. Take us through the journey today and how things went for you guys.
Well, I'll tell you what, it couldn't have been more exciting, actually. And the crazy thing about it is we tied with Wyomissing, who we tied with last year, who beat us in a playoff.
Wow.
So, after tying today and going into another playoff, it was just, it was almost like surreal. It's almost like it wasn't happening.
Well, going against a power like Wyomissing and kind of seeing what it was like last year, but you guys found a way to get it done today, which I'm sure makes it a little bit sweeter.
Well, yeah, and you know what? It erases all the turmoil and all the grief and all the what ifs from last year.
Well, tell us about your golfers this year, Art Brunn Jr. What a great group of young men. One of those groups of guys that you'll remember for a long time, and led by a good group of seniors. But Mariano Medico's been a pretty steady guy for several years there.
Oh yeah, he's been. He's just. It just caps off a wonderful high school career for all these guys, and I couldn't be more proud of him. I mean it. It's funny because we waited for this day, and then when it came, I just didn't know how to act. It was just, I gave him a little speech. I said to him, "How do you want to be remembered?" And you know what? They went out and did what they had to do to bring home the state title.
Well, Art, when you go through the coaching of golf and they're out there, I mean, how much are these guys talking to you, and how much input are you having out there during a state championship match? Are they allowed to talk to the coach? Well, the average person may not know some of this stuff, so take us through a state championship match like today with Wyomissing.
Well, you know what? We really didn't. I didn't get a chance to really talk to any of them after we had our shotgun at 9:00. I mean, I talked to him in length at breakfast this morning. I talked to him last night, and it's kind of great to be able to pass on what my dad taught me to this new generation of golfers, and it just means the world to me that these guys were able to play their hearts out for me.
We're talking with Art Brunn Jr. here on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Art, let's get a little capsule, so to speak, of each and every golfer that took you through here with this state championship, and we'll start with the seniors. Tell us about their game, kind of guys they are. We'll start with Mariano Medico.
I mean, what more can I say about the guy? He's just, he's just a fabulous golfer, but he's even a better kid. I mean, you know what? He's the type of kid that, he just sets such great examples and high standards for the rest of the guys on the team. And, everybody on the team just rallies behind him. He's just such a great role model for everybody on the team.
And then, of course, there's Chase Mikowski, and both of these guys, again, are headed to Monmouth University next year to play golf. Best friends and two guys to go to one university and do it. I'm sure it's going to be great for them. And Chase, he's always firing away, and he had a good year.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier to see those two guys going together. They're lifetime friends since they can crawl, basically. And, I'm looking forward to following those guys in their college career, and I know they're going to do well when they move on to the next level.
And then, of course, we got some of the Crossons. Tell us about those guys.
Well, we got Andrew Crossan, who's a senior, who I gotta give him just a pat on the back. I mean, he's had some physical ailments. He's had a really bad back the last couple of days. He was fighting the flu. And he just said to me, "Coach, I want to play. I want to play." And it was just so nice to have him grind it out and be a part of the team and do whatever he can to help us win.
We're talking Holy Redeemer Golf. They are the state champs in Pennsylvania, and they do it in a playoff format against Wyomissing. Again, Coach alluded to it earlier, a team they lost to last year in the playoff, and this year they win it, and some of these seniors going out in fashion. And, Coach, some other guys that contributed that helped this team today, and, of course, that helped it overall this year.
Well, I owe a lot of credit to Mike Boland. I mean, he's a senior. He's been with me since he's in the 7th and 8th grade. And I had a long talk with him, and, he at the end of last year, he was going to be our X factor. He was going to be the guy that if he stepped up his game, we'd have a chance to bring home the state title, and Mike certainly did step up to the plate, and he played well all year.
Well, that was one of the guys that talking to Chase and Mariano earlier this year. They mentioned Mike Boland's name and said, a great guy, works hard, and and they're rooting for him as well. And I'm sure that kind of rubbed off to know that he had that great support from guys that are headed to the next level.
Yeah, Michael's just our unsung hero. I mean, he just does whatever we tell him to do, and he just goes out there and does a good job every single time he tees it up.
And you, when you think about this group, Art, and obviously just winning a state championship today feels awesome. But as you think about this group for years to come, this is not just special golfers, but I think you and I have talked in the past. These are special young men that are going to contribute to to northeastern Pennsylvania for many years to come. Even if they go away, they know where their roots are.
They are. They're just a great bunch of guys. And you know what, John? It is. I'm just so happy that all the hard work and practices in the rain and all the chipping, all the putting, everything we've done finally paid off for these guys. Because you know what? Nobody gets to that level without really working extremely hard every single day. And not just the practices, after practices, preparing for the matches, and just going about their business.
And talking to these guys in that beginning of the year, they knew that a state title was something that was, in the view, and they saw it and they wanted it. But bottom line, when it came down to it, as you mentioned, those extra chips and putts and everything they put in, it came down to one little thing. And in the end, you guys were able to pull it off with that one little thing there at the end.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And, Andrew Crossan in the playoff hole, hit his shot just onto the collar, and he chipped it up for a gimme, and he goes, "Coach, that one's for you, Coach." And it just, I don't know, it was just the icing on the cake for us. It was just so nice that, that practice did pay off. And John, the thing that's amazing about it is, it's a once in a generation team as a coach. But it's also once in a generation team for our conference and district, because you just don't get a team that comes around that wins the state title this year. But you know what? Came back from a tough second place loss last year. I mean, that's hard. That's devastating for a bunch of young men. And a coach, it was tough for me.
Yeah, especially a golfer psyche, that's always challenging, I think, when you're second or you're just close, because sometimes those seconds could go to you're in 50th place when you're in a tournament sometimes mentally. So you have guys, obviously, that are mentally strong, and when you talk to Mariano Medico, not many are stronger than him when he's out on the course, that's for sure.
No, you know what? He's such a grinder, and, he just set such a great example. And, the thing about it is, I don't know if you know this, but we've been on an unbelievable dry spell with playoffs. We lost last year in the state title. Mariano lost the district title 2 years ago in the playoff. Chase lost the playoff to go to states this year. Andrew Crossan lost the playoff to go to regional. And, it's just an emotional toll on everybody. And it's just heartbreaking to see these guys lose. And, unfortunately, when you're a coach, this time of year, you spend almost all your waking moments with these guys. So when they're hurting, the coaches are hurting.
Well, congratulations. I mean, a great accomplishment. Holy Redeemer, state champions in golf, and Art Brunn Jr., as you mentioned, a lot of hard work from these guys. And, obviously I know you feel, hey, I'm along for the ride, but they did put in the hard work, and it felt great. And obviously it's going to feel great to the whole Holy Redeemer school and the community and what you guys have accomplished. And as you mentioned, I think District 2 should feel very proud of bringing home a state title.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate your support.
All right, that is Art Brunn Jr. here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. The Holy Redeemer Royals, state champs in golf 2013.